you know who the champ is. You know who really won the fight.
Nina, commiserations. It's in a way probably the worst way to lose it after what happened, obviously with the announcement.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no words really. I thought I was comfortable in there. I was countering her jab with 3-4 shots. She made me landing a jab, but I don't see how you can win a fight just landing a jab when you're getting hit with 3-4 shots every time. Yeah, no words. And then the way it was announced, the ring announcer obviously thought I won. That's why he looked at the scorecards and announced it that way. Then to have it overturned, yeah.
What was going through your mind? Obviously, they declared you a winner. You're celebrating. You're on top of the world. And then they've called you back. What was going through your mind when they actually called you back? Did you know then that something's up and they're going to obviously...
As soon as they called me back, I thought, what's going on? And then they started announcing the scores again, and I thought, they're taking this away from me. I just know it. And we didn't actually know what was going on. They just called you again and started announcing the scores again. I thought they can only be trying to change it. But
it's bullshit. So, listen, we've got all the respect in the world for Cherneka and her team. Like they've been good all the way through. But that's bullshit. We've been brought over here, we've been set up from day dot. We asked for neutral judging. First of all, it was all from New Zealand for Cherneka, we're the champion. Then all of a sudden it was all from Australia. Then we get told there's no drug testing. We've had to say we're going to pull out if there's no drug testing. It should be mandatory for all world title fights. Everyone knows what's been going on in the sport. Then we get 3 people after say should have changed it. 3 people, the WBA, Lula, someone else, all saying to us, you should have kept the original judges. What, that makes a difference? Do you know what I'm saying? Well, that makes a difference. Like, that gives you the right to rob us. That girl has been blatantly robbed tonight, and to do it like that as well.
I don't know what that Japanese ref, like 98 to 92.
8 rounds to 2. Like anyone who's got a pair of eyes and a pair of goggles, or do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Like, to score that 8 rounds to 2 is a blatant robbery. Blatant.
Everyone thought that was actually very wide. Talk us about obviously the fight. Did you feel like that there was a bit of catching up to do? Did you feel like the early rounds, or did you feel like in control of the whole fight?
I thought I won the early rounds. Like, I thought if anything, she won a few of the later ones. Like, she was coming forward and she's catching, like she's throwing a jab, and I'm hitting her with 4 or 5 shots. So yeah, I thought I was in control. But
listen, we feel like from day dot. We said it from day one. This was the problem with coming to Australia. And you're killing Australian boxing by doing things like this. It was all set up for Cherneka. She's got a massive profile, she's got a massive following. It's all set up for her to go and unify against Yoshida because Ludabella's got Yoshida. That's what it's about. We've got a rematch clause. I guarantee it don't get activated. Do you know what I mean? We're activated.
It will,
do you know
because
what I mean?
we're getting them to the WBA.
But they'll go and do they'll go and do the mandatory, and then they'll go and fight Yoshida. Listen, this is bullshit what's happening in boxing. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're the most respectful people. We've been humble, we've been nice to everyone, everyone's treated us good. But we just feel like this is bullshit. It shouldn't matter what country you're in. It goes on too much. Do you know what I mean? That's a blatant robbery. The girl won the fight clearly. There's not a personal. I don't think there's a person on social media that's give Cherneka the fight. You've only got to look at their team and Cherneka after the fight. They're not even celebrating after the fight. Do you know what I mean? She's come into her dressing room. What was her answer? I'm sorry, like, I'm not the judge. That tells you everything you need to know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
You say there's a rematch clause. I mean, where?
But the problem is,
when and where? I mean, obviously, you don't want to come back to Australia by the sounds of it.
But listen, we go wherever it is. Like, listen, this is
the rematch has to happen.
It has to happen. It's a blatant robbery.
Right.
Like, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but we're just like I said. I feel like we've been set up. Like, we've got 3 or 4. The WBA man's been with us for the last few days, sort of on our side. And the next thing, he's from New Zealand. I was like, what did you think? And he's like, I don't know. Like, you know full well she won. Like, we've got how many people from Australia coming at it saying, oh, it's bullshit, it's a blatant robbery. You know what I mean? Excuse my French, but it's not. If it was close and we're in Australia, I'd say, do you know what I mean? Fair enough, listen, she made the decision. But it was, wow, I told her to slow down the first 3 rounds. She was throwing too many shots. I didn't want her to blow out. Do you know what I mean?
Obviously, we feel very strongly about this. I mean, what's the process?
100%. She lost that fight.
Now?
Cherneka knows it. A team that, listen, I've got massive respect for the team and Cherneka. I've got nothing bad to say about them. Yeah, they've been good. They ain't been disrespectful. But they know. Do you know what I mean? They knew then and they knew after. Like I said, for a fighter to come after and go, look, I'm sorry, I'm not the judge. Not like you can see. And if they didn't, listen, when she won, did you see anyone complaining? No,
Yeah,
There
there were
was-
no
There was a lot of
complaining.
confusion in there, though.
confusion
But when
after,
they
did you-
announced
but when they
it,
announced it, did you see that they knew it's a blatant robbery. Like Cherneka's come in and stood there and said, "I'm sorry, I'm not the judges."
Are you and the
Simple
team
as
going to
that,
put
do
in
you
a
know what I mean?
protest
Sorry?
over this decision?
100% we're going to protest it. Let's see if Luke's a man of his word and does a rematch and shows that we ain't been set up. Let's see that. Do you know what I mean? Listen, like I said, we're humble people, we're respectful. Do you know what I mean? Listen, there's a lot of things going on like this week. Like I said, all we wanted was to be treated fairly. Drug testing, which will be mandatory for any world title fight, no matter where you are. I think everyone will agree on that. Do you know what I mean? Should be drug testing. Neutral judges. We had a British referee and judge here. He wasn't even on the panel. Come on, that tells you everything. Do you know what I mean? But regardless of all that, she won that fight. There's not a person on social media. We go through social media. Everyone go have a look at your phones. Everyone's saying bullshit, 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 robbery. Everyone.
Yeah.
The only people that are saying it is like OnlyFans people. Do you know what I mean? Like two or three. It's as simple as that. Like I said, Cherneka's. I don't want to keep going on it. Cherneka's team know they lost. And like I said, we've got massive respect from them. Nothing. It's not their fault. They're not the judges, but they know they lost.
You mentioned the drug testing. She just said that she was actually drug tested after.
Yeah, because we've been demanding it all week. It weren't going to happen. Let's be honest. Let's everyone be honest. Like, it wasn't even happening. But apparently, it's the Australian Commission don't sanction it, but the WBA said it's a mandatory for them, and we said we're not fighting if there's no drug testing. It should be an even playing field. So basically, we was told there's no drug testing.
Yep.
So you're opening up the gates for someone to go and do something. You're telling them they're not going to be tested. What's that all about? That's bullshit. Drug testing should be mandatory. It should be mandatory full stop. Do you know what I mean?
But it's not in most of the world. I mean, I agree with you.
I'm saying it's a dangerous thing.
So we gotta be,
I think
we
at least
gotta
if they
be,
didn't drug
we gotta be
test
better than
Listen,
most
this
of
is a
the
single
world.
mum
We
with
gotta
two
be
little
better than
boys.
most of
This
the
is a
world.
single mum with two little boys who's 41 years old, who's fought her heart out for that belt.
And there was
She's
no
worked her
drug
bollocks off,
testing
yeah?
for this fight.
We
There
put
was
our trust
none.
in this man, and
We
we put our
pushed
trust
it.
in everyone else, and I feel like we've been fucked over.
And you gotta be bigger and better than most of the world.
Yeah, this
Okay, there's no drug testing in most of the world.
When we were able to rectify it, we rectified it, and that's all.
But then I've been
That's
told
true.
by three people
That's
today, the
true.
WBA, I've been told by you, Lou, with all respect, I've got to listen, I'm not having a go at it, it is what it is, and another person, yeah, and they're all saying to us, well, you should have kept the Australian. Why?
Because
should
they were
I keep
better
the
judges.
Australian?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm
Because they're-
saying that.
because they're better
Because they were better
judges.
judges.
Oh, right.
That happens to be a fact. The judge with the fucked up score was the neutral judge,
Yeah.
one of
So
the
that
neutral
makes it
judges.
right. Yeah,
That
so
was
that
the
makes- so
mandate.
basically that
That
makes-
score, there is no way in the world
So that
either
makes it
girl.
right.
I agree.
That was
No
not
way
an 8.
either way,
No
no.
way in the world that was an 8-2 fight.
Yeah.
And
But is it understandable why we would not want 3 Australian judges? Is
And
that
an Australian
understandable?
of course it is. But what?
And it is. And originally, I believe that we had
And
3
you know
New
what?
Zealand
let's
judges.
talk- And the WBA
We had
man said
3
to
New
me,
Zealand
you should have
judges,
kept
and then
the
they
4 New
swapped it to
Zealand
3
judges. I said,
Australian
I never
judges.
changed we never asked, we didn't even know anything about it, so we did.
Any more questions?
Right.
Yeah.
No, whatever,
Press
it's fine.
conference.
We look forward to a rematch, and thanks for your time.
You look forward to the rematch. So do we. Thank you. You do as well.